All right, so this is the fourth one out of the series. Doing a welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I was doing the first three, and I had to take a break for a second there. So this is a series of questions I have got queries rather, where I'm doing horary astrology. Thank you so much again, you guys, for doing this, for posting your questions or posing your questions, and then seeing that I can get some, you know, practice, basically. For those who are watching this through my channel, thank you so much um, for being here. This is very short compared to my other readings because it's very direct, more literal in a sense. What I'm going to do is answer this question that just one person asked about: when will my children come back home? Okay, I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, so this pertains to first of all, we have to look into the who is represented by this. Okay, so the querent is represented here by Gemini ascendant, typically. So this isn't like your modern astrology stuff. This is their traditional astrology. So represented by Mercury. Mercury here is in the ninth house. But the question was, when will they come back home? So pertaining to children, usually that is the fifth house. I just want to double check that. Okay. Is there, so we then look into the cusp of the fifth house, which is also Mercury. You can't really have Mercury here. Mercury, it doesn't make sense. So we look into, um, let's see here. We look into the moon, which is the other secondary representation of the query. But there is no connection between Mercury and the moon. Now, if we're talking about return, or rather worries, I would say this has something to do with the first house. Let's double check it. Agitation, anger, or irritation. No, it says your state of mind. So this is to do with the first house. Questions concerning health, attitude, and appearance are shown here. But it can also be the fifth house. Let's double check. No, it is probably the first house. So is there something in the first house? No, there isn't. So we look at Mercury. Is there any connection to that? So if there's anything to do with like coming back, I would say probably if there's anything in the third house, which is usually short distance travel, but I'm assuming this person had something to do with someone being far, their children probably being far. So usually that's long distance, long distance locations, like long distance travel. So that's still uh, it could also be tied to a bit of a dream, meaning not dream like in a sleep dream, like the hoping sort of thing, right? I would say for places probably or their universities or colleges. Um, but it's your children. So I would look into, okay, let's take a look. So your children's return home, domestic affairs. So if you were talking about your child, one, two, three, four, but there is no planet on the ninth house, or the eighth house here. So if it was the eighth house, or rather your children's one, two, three, four, fifth house, that would be areas where they're talking about their children, which is weird right now. No, it doesn't apply here. Okay. Unless we're talking about your children's, not even the third house here because it's short distance travel. Unless we look into one, two, three, four, 6, 7, 8, 9. The first house here is your children's long distance travel. Nothing is there. And even if we were to look into the first house again, that's still ruled by Gemini. So we would only look into, I would say, Jupiter again, because Jupiter does rule travel. So in the query itself is also represented by the moon. So the question was, when, right? When will my children come back home? So that it coincides with this one. So 17, 18, the difference between them is actually an applying aspect. So this still works anyways. This is normal. Usually in horary, applying aspects work. Anyways, so there's but the difference of one. So I would say here, based on the timing, because they're in both cardinal signs, it's quite fast actually. I would say 1 week, 2, and these are succeedent houses. 1 week to 1 year. I'm sorry, 1 week to, yeah, 1 week to 1 year. I know that's a week is weird, but that's as far as you go. So it could be as soon as 1 week or as, within 1 year. So I hope that answers your questions. If you have any questions pertaining to this question, the timing of this question, you can ask other questions. If it's the same actual questions, you can ask between 1, 3, and 6 months. That's usually the rule. So I hope that helps, but I will post this there. But thank you very much for your time. See you later.